the men of Texaco. We work from Maine to Mexico. There's nothing like this Texaco of ours. Our show tonight is powerful. We'll wow you with an hour full of howls from a shower full of stars. We're the merry Texaco men. Tonight we may be showmen. Tomorrow we'll be servicing your cars. I wipe the pipe, I pump the gas, I rub the hub, I scrub the glass, I touch the clutch, I mop the top, I poke the choke, I sell the pop, I clear the gear, I block the knock, I jack the back, I set the clock. So join the ranks of those who know and fill your tank with Texaco. Sky Chief, fill up with Sky Chief, and you will smile at the pile of new miles you will add. Fire Chief, fill up with Fire Chief, you'll find that Texaco's the finest friend your car has ever had. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing America's #1 television star, your June bride, Mildred Berle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is Milton Berle. No, not the fat man in the suit, the tall, lanky guy in the wedding dress. But before we get to any of that, let's go back to the beginning. Originally born Mendel Berlinger, he would later choose the stage name Milton Berle. He was born in New York on July 12, 1908, to his father Moses Berlinger and mother Sandra Berlinger. His mother would actually play a huge role in his life in the upcoming years. By the age of 5, Milton Berle was already auditioning for child star roles, even winning a competition for imitating Charlie Chaplin. With the help of his mother, he was claimed to have appeared in over a dozen silent movies as a child: The Perils of Pauline, Fanchon the Cricket, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, and The Mark of Zorro, to name a few. At the age of 8, he attended the Professional Children's School, a school specialized for child actors, musicians, and dancers. Around the age of 12, Milton starred in Florodora, a show that eventually made it to Broadway. At the age of 17, he was already performing up to 10 vaudeville acts per day. During his vaudeville acts, and as you'll soon see on television, his mother could always be heard enthusiastically laughing very loudly in the audience. He often used this as part of his skit.
I'm glad. Lady, please. You've got all night to make a fool of yourself. I only got an hour. Please. Don't laugh, lady. I saw the poor fish you're married to. Hold it. Don't laugh, lady. I look like Laurence Olivier. You look like Chop Livia. You ever see yourself in slacks? Don't laugh, lady. Now you know what you look like when you get up in the morning.
Berle was widely known to have completely copied other comedians' jokes, and quotes a conversation with Ted Healy, one of the Three Stooges, by saying, "Milton, there's no such thing as an old joke. If you haven't heard it before, it's new." He was often referred to as the thief of bad gags, a play on words of the popular movie The Thief of Baghdad. In an interview with Tom Snyder, he claims to have appeared in an experimental television broadcast in as early as 1929.
Everybody thinks, Tom, that I started television in 1948, exactly June of 1940. Wrong. I started it by some quirk in 1929. I was appearing in Chicago, the Palace Theater, doing, 6, 7 shows a day, knocking myself out. All of a sudden, a knock came on the door, and my mother, always with me, God bless her, opened the door, and there was a man standing there. I don't know how he got up there, but he got there. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Yes, what can I do for you?" And he said, "My name is Frank I remember very well. Frank Sanabria. Pretty good memory?
Not bad.
If you ever saw my act, you'd know that. Anyway, laugh it up, please. Studio of 4 here. Anyway, so he come backstage. He said, Mrs. Berle, she said yes. He says, I wonder if I can ask you a favor. My mother said, what is it? And he said, I have a little television studio over here on so-and-so street, and it was a storefront. Not even a station. And in the back of the store, he had a camera, and he said, I wonder if you'd allow me to put Milton on the camera and do part of his monologue that he does at the Palace. Right? Mm-hmm. My mother, of course, jumped at it. But first she said, what kind of station? He said, television. She looked at me, she said, and she looked at him, she said, what's television?
By the age of 26, Berle had moved on to radio. Featured on programs like the Rudy Valley Hour and the Texaco Star Theater, the latter of which would very successfully transition to television. Berle enjoyed mild success on the radio, but his comedic style was much better suited for television. In June of 1948, NBC finally decided to bring the Texaco Star Theater to television. This is where Milton Berle would finally earn his nickname, Mr. Television, and the self-monikered Uncle Milty.
When he went on television, all of a sudden there was a reason for people to go out and buy television sets. His program on Tuesday nights became so popular that restaurants closed in major cities, motion picture theaters shut down because everybody was watching Milton Berle. And as a matter of fact, in some towns and big apartment buildings, the water pressure during his commercials went absolutely to the bottom because everybody used the facility when Berle went to a commercial.
The show would do so well, in fact, NBC signed Milton Berle to a 30-year contract at a rate of $200,000 per year. Adjusted for inflation, that is almost $2 million per year. The show would feature all kinds of celebrities and all kinds of musical acts, including Elvis's first TV appearance.
Mr. Cole Porter.
Nat King Cole. Frank Sinatra. Here he is. Martha Ray.
Wait a minute.
You listen to me. I'm Berle.
Berle. Two Berle eggs.
Harpo. Now stop that, Harpo. Where have you been? I just announced you wanted you to. You've been backstage. Backstage. Nice. Yeah. Can you get me one too?
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I feel so jolly tonight. I'll kill you. I swear I'll kill you. I'm really very happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly to be able to fill Uncle Milty's shoes.
It's Van Williams and Bruce Lee.
His show was also considered a platform for democracy. Danny Thomas, who was the producer of The Dick Van Dyke Show and The Andy Griffith Show, is quoted as saying, "Let me put it this way, Milton. In the past 3 years, the great performers who have appeared here on the Texaco Star Theater have represented a cross-section of the world. I mean Italians, Spaniards, Australians, the white man, the Negro, the Oriental, the Protestant, the Catholic, the Jew. They've all shared the spotlight on this stage. In the beginning of the Texaco Star Theater's broadcast, there was only 500,000 TVs owned in the United States. By the end of the Texaco Star Theater's broadcast, that number will have changed to 30 million. Berle also pioneered and hosted the first telethon ever in 1949, the Damon Runyon Memorial Cancer Fund, which raised over $1.1 million, equivalent to $9.9 million today. After the decline of the Texaco Star Theater, Milton will go on to many movie appearances, and once his contract with NBC was up, he made appearances on other networks as well. Some movies include Always Leave Them Laughing, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World with Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, and Buddy Hackett, The Bellboy with Jerry Lewis, The Loved One and Let's Make Love with Marilyn Monroe, and The Oscar, a movie which flopped in the box offices but was well received by critics for his performance. He was also seen on The Old Batman, Saturday Night Live, The Lucy Show, The Jackie Gleason Show, Get Smart, F Troop, I Dream of Jeannie, The Muppet Show, and even on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Mr. Television was everywhere. Yes, he was even on a music video. Milton Berle even sang songs that I didn't even know had words to them.
Now the curtain is going down on the entertainer, the artist, the pro. He was put on this earth to bring us laughter and mirth. The entertainer, the star of the show.
And finally, he even has his own workout video.
Now you're warmed up and ready for the aerobic portion of the workout. You ready? Let's go. It's me, Richard Simmons.
He is on the Hollywood Walk of Fame twice, one for radio and one for television. He's won 2 Emmys, one in 1950 and one in 1995. A Lifetime Achievement Award at the American Comedy Awards in 1996, and has been inducted into the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Milton Berle always had an ongoing rumor about the size of his penis, and he had this to say about it.
So, it seems quite true. All I know, that when I get an erection, I black out.
Mr. Television passed away of colon cancer on May 27th, 2009, in his home in California. His wife at the time, Lorna Adams, passed away in the same year. He leaves his legacy to his 3 children, Victoria, William, and Bob. And now I leave you with Mr. Television's famous ending to the Texaco Star Theater show.
You very wonderful ladies and gentlemen, there's one place for me, and that's near you. It's been a pleasure this evening for me to be so near you. How about all of us making a date for next Tuesday night at 8? We'll try to make show business bloom inside your living room. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now that our show this evening is all through, may I say God bless you and you and you and you. And so...